With the version 3.0 update, we got a ton of new quality of life changes, and some of them were long awaited. Some of them are things that we have been asking for a really long time, and I think a lot of people can really benefit from them. However, the way they were implemented, in my opinion, is not the greatest. Either way, I'm going to showcase how the new relic systems and crafting systems work for you guys, so that way you can know what is and what isn't worth spending your resources on. My name is Braxophone, but you can call me Brax, and I'm here on the Creator Experience server. I just wanted to let you guys know that because this is not my account. This account belongs to HSR. I'm gonna have a lot of items and resources on this account that I do not have on my main. It is strictly so I can show you the new systems. I don't get to keep any of this stuff. So anyways, I won't stall too long. Let's just get right into it. Essentially, if you guys didn't know, there is an item in the game called self-modeling resin. Now, self-modeling resin allows you to choose a main stat on a relic when you're crafting them. If you didn't know you could craft relics, now you know. But usually if you crafted relics, you wouldn't choose the main stat or the substats. Self-modeling resin lets you at least choose the main stat, which was a huge step in the right direction because, like, oh, now I can force myself to have a crit damage piece for this, even though I've farmed for like a month and I don't actually have one. Now I can just make one, right? So self-modeling resin for that has been great. And you've been able to get at least one every single MOC cycle, or is it every patch? Whenever the shop resets, you can grab one self-modeling resin. And there's also usually some from events that you can grab every patch and some from exploration. Also one from the battle pass. In fact, since 3.0 just dropped, I'm recording some addendums to this video. And as you can see, you get a self-modeling resin on the free pass at level 20, and then you get a Wishful Resin at level 50 on the free pass, and another self-modeling on the paid pass. You get a dye at level 40. So they did increase the amount that you're getting. It kind of feels like you're getting a lot more stuff, but the paid pass is going to be a little bit better. You guys know how it is. Basically, you can get these, but they're pretty scarce. You're not getting them super frequently, but they are available to you. Well, now they have a new item in the game, and this expands the usage cases of self-modeling resin. Well, if I go to customize synthesis, I can actually choose now to pick a crit rate main stat, which this one isn't new, but the substats are entirely new. Now I can choose two substats. So let's say I want speed and crit damage. I can choose speed, and that's going to take me one of this new item, Wishful Resin. And if I want crit damage, it's going to take me 4. It's not that the substats are all weighted differently. It's just that if you combo 2, it turns from 1 to 4. And that's just the ratio that they had decided, because otherwise it might be kind of overpowered. So Wishful Resin, what is this? It's specifically for choosing substats on your self-modeling resin. If you want to craft one of these, you do need one self-modeling resin and 4 Wishful Resin. It's a very expensive craft, but you do get to choose 2 substats, which is already better than 99% of people get to do. This item though is not super easy to come by, similar to self-modeling resin. You can either make it by converting one self-modeling resin to it. By the way, you are limited to how many you can make a month. Now, with how rare and how scarce self-modeling resin is, I feel like this is not a super good conversion. However, it's one of the only conversions you actually have. There are going to be other ways to get Wishful Resin, I believe, through things like events, maybe story and exploration. I haven't done the 3.0 story yet. However, it's not an easy item to get. And there may come times where if you need to get the right substats for a character that you've been farming for a really long time, or you've been pre-farming or whatever it may be, you may actually have to convert to a Wishful Resin. And I don't like the conversion rates, but I'm going to tell you why this is one of your only options. First off, let me just show you the synthesis, because, you know, why not? I have it right here in front of me. Wishful Resin. Boom. Now, the other way to synthesize Wishful Resin is by using Relic remains, which is not that bad. It's honestly not that big of a deal. It's just 800 of them. So it's going to require you to turn in or salvage 80 5-star relics to create one. And you can create 2 a month. So it's limiting the amount that you can create a month. And it also is going to cost you 80 relics. Now, 80 relics is not undoable. There's a lot of people who salvage 80 relics for Relic XP. Now, you actually might want to salvage it for Relic remains just so you can grab these monthly, because you definitely do not want to miss these. In fact, I would grab these every single month with the Relic remains if you can. This is an insane conversion. And I feel like even though it's a lot, it is so much better than throwing a self-modeling resin away. I mean, this stuff is hella expensive, because remember, guys, you need 4 of these, right? So you can grab 2 of these, and then next month you could grab another 2. And once every 2 months, you could choose 4 substats for one of your self-modeling resin. Or if you're impatient, you can make 3 of these and then 1 of these and then have another self-modeling resin. 4 self-modeling resins plus 800 of the Relic remains to make an item, right? It's like the conversion rates are so bad. But I also get it a little bit because self-modeling resin was already so rare and you would just get bad substats. At least this way you can guarantee 2 good substats. Well, you can't even guarantee the rolls, but that's what this is for, the variable dice. Variable dice costs 3 self-modeling resin for 1 variable dice. If you don't know what these do, they basically let you reroll your substats, and they let you choose if you want to keep your old substats or your new substats, which is pretty good. I think that is a good item. I just wish it wasn't so goddamn expensive. But Is it actually worth it? Well, I'll explain to you when it is and isn't worth it. I'll tell you what, Wishful Resin, even though it will take a long time for you to actually get what you want, it is 100% worth it because that substat guarantee is something you will not get anywhere else. Even whales try to get these substat guarantees, and even whales fail to get the right substats. So here we go. I'm gonna go and craft a whole bunch of these, see if we can get a 4-liner because we keep getting 3-liners. 4-liners are ideal because you get one more roll. All right, so now we have a 4-liner. The substats are pretty bad, but in a realistic scenario, we wouldn't have a ton of these resources to keep spending, right? You would just get the 2 substats and you'd be like, okay, that's good enough, and go roll it. If it was 4, it would be a total of 16 Wishful Resin and 4 self-modeling resin to get the 4-liner. But everyone's gonna be different amounts of lucky, so do with that information what you will. But as you can see, now we have a 4-liner with speed and crit damage, which you guys can't actually see right now, so let me go ahead and move my camera. There you go. So crit rate, crit damage, and speed. And let's just level this up to 3 to see what it rolls into. This is what I would do if I was being careful leveling relics. I would see like how well are these rolls gonna do. This is before the dice came out. I would roll it to +3 if it had 2 good stats, and if it was a 4-liner, I'd roll it to +6. Sorry, I meant if it was a 3-liner. If it was a 4-liner, I would still roll it to +6, but 3-liner, you'd have to do that to see what the first roll is. And it went into speed. So we got 1 good sub, 1 bad sub. Now we're gonna roll up one more time up to level 9, and we got another bad one. Now, typically, it would be 100% up to you to make a judgment call on whether or not you would want to max this out. Before the dice came out, this was risky. You had 1 good substat, but the odds that the next 2 would also be good were pretty damn low, right? And if you have less than 3 good substats, that relic it's all right, but you probably don't want it. Or not that you wouldn't want it, but you would want something better. So here, if this was my piece, I might stop, but it depends how desperate I am, right? Because if I've just been farming this for like a month, or it's like, fuck it, I'll just send the whole thing. Or if you're a streamer, you just level it to 15 anyways. I'm a streamer. I stream at twitch.tv/Brax, and sometimes we do stupid relic things because it's funny. But we're gonna go ahead and do this, go to +15 or level 15, and boom, all of the substats that rolled went poorly except for speed. See, that would have been, in hindsight, a bad decision. But now we have reroll, right? So we have 2 HP rolls, 2 attack rolls, and 1 speed roll. We want crit damage and speed rolls primarily. Because we only have 1 good roll, this dice is worth using. 100%. We have 2 good substats. We only had 1 good roll. And would you look at that? With the dice, we got 3 good rolls, which is awesome. I'm happy with that. That is a much bigger improvement from 1. That is a good use of dice. However, I have 3 good rolls, but I want to get 4 good rolls. I want to get 5 good rolls. Is it worth using the dice? Well, I'm going to show you here. It's probably not worth it. If it is worth it, then that is insane RNG. It's definitely not. It was worth it. Okay, well, for most people, that's not going to be worth it. Let me go ahead and show you how that works. All right, so we're going to re-roll a different piece now. It's rolled 3 times into break effect and 2 into effect hit rate. I actually want this to roll into crit rate and crit damage. So we're going to roll this, and it's 99% chance it's going to be better. Yeah, 3 crit damage rolls. So we have 3 good rolls here. But now I have 3 good rolls. Is it worth, keeping on going? Probably not. It's not going to roll 4 into a good stat. It rolled 2 into crit rate and then back to other stats that maybe we don't want as much. Unless we're building for straight, then like, yeah, that's good. But let's pretend this is like Zila or something, or like just another quantum DPS, right? We actually would lose crit rolls there. I would say that this is pretty risky. The dice are very expensive, and generally speaking, if you have 3 good rolls out of 5, you have a majority of good rolls. I personally wouldn't risk it, because then you're gonna end up with stuff like this, where you're constantly getting 2 rolls, or you're constantly getting 1 roll, where it just goes really, really poorly. 2 rolls and a crit rate. So like, we're just getting worse rolls every single time. Personally, if you have 3 sub rolls, I just wouldn't do it. The odds are so unlikely of you winning and getting better stuff. Let me tell you, when I was prepping my CE server stuff just to get like the right substats and speed thresholds, it took me like 40 dice or so before I actually got a 3 roll even on one of the pieces. And if you guys are unaware of how much that is, 40 dice is the equivalent of 120 self-modeling resin. 120. I don't think anyone's even had that many yet. I don't think that's possible. So honestly, I would only spend these if you got 1 or 2 good rolls on a piece with a lot of potential. But honestly, I wish that this let you lock in like 1 substat, right? Like if you could lock in like minimum of 2 crit damage rolls or something. So that way it's like only messing with the rest of the rolls that it had. That'd be incredible. But honestly, guys, fully honest, completely transparent opinion, I think that this system is a net positive but could use a lot more work. I think that the Wishful Resin conversions are not the best, but they're tolerable. I think the dice conversions are abysmal. There will likely be ways to get the dice from things like events and stuff, but it's probably going to be like one a patch or something. I hope I'm wrong. I don't actually know. This just is such a powerful tool, and the cost of self-modeling resin is so high that I just think it's highly unlikely that this is going to be something that you have an abundance of. So I would love to be wrong. And please, Honkai Star Rail, please prove me wrong. Please make us have a variable dice in abundance, but I don't see it happening. So with that said, Wishful Resin is a good addition, right? Because if you save up your self-modeling resin for the right sort of thing, the right time, maybe the right pieces, maybe you need to pick a speed boots for a character and you need double crit on the speed boots. It's fantastic. It's incredible for that specifically, right? If you're going speed, you need double crit. That's incredible. You can synthesize it and you can make a speed double crit boots. And maybe the other substat sucks. It doesn't matter. You have 2 crits, right? That's already super rare. But the cost of that is very high, and the reroll dice cost is abysmal. So as I said, it is a net positive, but there's a lot of work to be done on the system, in my opinion. And I don't know if they're going to do it, because it could be a little too easy to get good relics. But right now, I still feel that there's a little bit too much RNG for the amount of items we're putting into it. But if nothing else, we did get the substat increases, specifically being able to choose the substats. So that is good. That is a net positive. I would say that is a good thing. Thank you, Honkai Star Rail, for that. Just please do not make the dice that terrible to get, because that, man, that is bad. And just remember, if you are going to use the dice, guys, if you have 3 good rolls on your substats, if you have 3 crit rolls or 1 speed, 1 crit rate, 1 crit damage, don't re-roll it. The odds are so low of you getting better stats. I mean, 1 speed, 1 crit rate, 1 crit damage could get better stats, because then like 3 of the 4 are good stats. But so 3.0 just dropped, and as I mentioned in an earlier clip, I'm recording addendums to this because I just want you guys to have all the info. If you go to the store, there are some ways to get these resin items and the dice. Basically, this is going to be for whales only though. And this is something that I kind of have a problem with, but I understand why they're doing it. Essentially, there are these packs now in the contract shop, and they will allow you to choose if you want to take a substat item or the self-modeling resin, and you can choose multiple of them. It also comes with like a 10 pull, which is great. But this, I think, is free-to-play breaking bait and dolphin whale entry bait. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It kind of feels like they're trying to get people that don't spend a ton on the game to spend, because this will guarantee you get decent substats. And honestly, I'm genuinely so surprised that they added this, because you could just buy 6 self-modeling resin. You could literally just buy 6 of these, and you could do it twice. You can buy this pack twice, so you could get up to 12 of these, allowing you, with 3 self-modeling resin, to make 3 relics with 2 substats of your choice. That is a insane value to be able to just buy outright. Honkai Star Rail pay to win? I still wouldn't say so, but definitely pay to advance way faster than everyone else, because getting double crit on anything is crazy, and you can literally just buy these. I am genuinely astounded that this exists. I am really astounded that this exists. There's also another version of this that you can buy 5 of, where you can get these. So technically, if you wanted to, hypothetically, you could buy 10 of these, and you could also get another 12. You could get 22 self-modeling resin per patch, 12 from these 2 packs and an extra 10 from this. Now, if you are going to spend, listen, I'm not going to judge, but if you're a free-to-play player and you're like, dang, I really want some relics so I can beat MOC, I'm going to tell you right now, spending on these is not going to fix your account. Okay, you can spend on these and you can get some relics that'll help, but if you're not clearing MOC 12 in 10 cycles, this is not gonna make the difference for you. You absolutely don't have to spend on this to be able to clear MOC 12. If anything, if you're not clearing in 10 cycles, it's either a unit issue, an investment issue in like your traces. It could be a relic issue, but let's be real. If it's a relic issue, it's not just 1 relic, it's not just 2 relics. It's a lot of relics. If you're having relic issue and you're using all the best units, you're still not clearing in 10 cycles, right? So there's a ton of different factors that can be there. I'm just gonna say it, this is an expensive pack. You get 10 pulls and you do get craftable things, but this is definitely for the whales. I would not recommend buying this, but I may be giving away some of these on my Twitch at some point. Look guys, you don't need this. This is not gonna be that insane of a game changer for your account unless you're willing to swipe, but you don't have to. I just wanna make it very clear, you do not have to do it. But if you are gonna whale, do it responsibly. Don't get all of these self-modeling resin assuming you're going to convert all of them, because there is a limit, guys. Remember, there's a limit to the amount that you can actually convert per month. However, you can spend 3 self-modeling resin on a dice, so if you do get this pack once, you can get 2 reroll dice. I hate that they put this in, but I'm glad they put this in at the same time. Like, it's good that it's an option, but god damn it, I wish it wasn't paywalled, guys. Either way though, whales, be free. Have a good time. Low spenders, I don't recommend it. Stick to your battle pass. It's giga value. The battle pass has gotten even better since this came out. So anyways, with that, I'll leave you. Good luck, everyone. Hope you get some good relics. Good luck with your herder pulls. See you later.